Eka Pada Rajakapotasana, or pigeon pose, is simultaneously a hip opener and a back bend. It gives us room to open up the emotions that are stored in our hips, but also opens up the heart, providing us with space to handle the emotions that are stirred up. We'll start with this one kneeling. So you'll want to face forward on your mat so that your heart is towards the front of the mat. And then we'll do right leg forward. So you'll slowly slide the right knee as far up towards the right wrist as you can, and then extend the left leg back equally as far. And then from here, you'll tip onto the right side so that you can pull your right foot as close to the left hand as possible. So for those of us who are a little bit more open in the hip, your shin bone will be parallel to the front of the mat. The less open you are in the hip, the more the heel of the foot is reaching towards the left hip. If you're finding that your right hip is really lifted up off of the ground, you could take a blanket or a block. You just rest it as high as you need right up onto that outer hip so that you're not tipping to one side. It helps to create a little bit of balance between the right and the left side. And then once you get set up here, you want to feel that the left thigh internally rotates. Because that left leg is going back, the left hip tends to open up towards the left long side of the mat, but it's an internal rotation. The left hip squares forward, right hip pulls back a little. And then you're really pushing down with the hands to lift the heart up. You can kind of curl back on the scapula as they squeeze together so that the sternum rises up towards the ceiling. And you can stay right here in the back bend, or if you want a little bit of a deeper hip stretch, then you slowly hinge, folding forward into sleeping pigeon. Hands can be to the floor, to a block, anything that really gives you space to surrender. Oftentimes in hip openers, we tend to kind of move up and away from gravity, and instead you want to exhale, let gravity take you down and in towards the ground so that you feel that the body is helping as a catalyst to open up the hips a little bit more. And then again, without collapsing the heart here, keeping the heart forward, you can always rest the chin into the chest so that there's no strain on the neck. And we'll take about 5 more full breaths here in pigeon pose. If you have any knee tenderness in that right knee, just turn the right foot closer towards the pelvic floor so again that you have less of a parallel line, shin with the front of the mat. And then on the inhale breath, we'll slowly lift up out of sleeping pigeon. You want to pull the heel of the right foot close in towards the left hip so that you can really spill back over. Curl the back toes under, and slowly you'll slide back into your kneeling position.